Hello, Nintendo for life. Hello, Didads. Hello, King DD Delicious. Hello, Selton. Hello, Mimoski. You got any OST wishes today? Also, I have possibly the craziest optimization ever. And if this is true, then this would be funny. Basically, it looks like the temperature of your Nintendo 64 affects how well it runs. So we might have to do like optimizations that make the N64 run not as hot. And I think that would be really funny. But I'm still yet to see the data, so I don't know. Clonoa, nah. I want something more familiar today. Wrong start level. No, overheating is not a worry, it's just that it looks like the N64 may get like 0.1% slower when it's warm. Like if I let my N64 run for 3 hours, it gets ever so slightly slower. So just saving a couple microseconds that way would be hilarious. It does not have issues with it. Saying it's an issue is already over-exaggerating. The most accurate thing to say is that it exists. Like, imagine you are a sprinter and like you have hair. Then like cutting off your hair to reduce wind drag would be about as big an optimization as like fixing the heat. OOT? OOT sounds good. Nice SMS card, thank you. Man, today's video got a lot more negative reception than I thought it would get. I thought people would really like it, but so far people have been hating it. Hello Buzzard. Hello Sarah, you have autism, I know. This overworld feels a little long for what it does, although I guess the Bone Dragon would be really cool. The video is really long. I mean, it has to be long. This is gonna be the overworld. Shade-eating Philistines. Similar to Lucky Toucan. Could you specify what classifies as similar to Lucky Toucan? The way I see it, they do have a very similar camera system to that. Hello, Tanya Innocente Hermosa Uvu. Tanya, never mind, I had a stupid question. You love the idle animation? For the new Mario? Wedges that it snaps to, auto movement in specific areas on a level, stuff like that. Okay, so the incremental thing, I think there's an advantage to it, especially in fast-paced games. But I also see how most people would be tripped up by that. I think there is value in having it, but it should not be the default for everything. The automatic rotation it does is already pretty common in games, I think. Although I usually hate it. When are you going to start development streaming again? I stream still once or twice a week. Oh, it was meant to be Banjo-Kazooie or Mario 64 style? Neither. It's just supposed to be Yoshi's Island. You to the Minecraft movie? No, I've never been a Minecraft fan, and the movie is most likely dog shit, so... I don't know when the shift happened, but when I was like an adolescent, Minecraft was like the cool thing to hate. And now people love it. I wonder if the same's gonna happen with Fortnite, where people right now kinda meme on Fortnite, but then like in 10 years they're gonna love it and they'll be like, oh man, I wish games were still good. Like, you remember Fortnite? Oh my god. Why is projects on your taskbar? Isn't that unsafe? It's only unsafe if you run viruses. Just don't run a virus and you are fine. Most popular games. I'm not sure if it's for all popular games, but definitely for games that children like. Hello, Zelda. Yo, Case. Yo, Mr. Case. You rapping at me? But I don't know what it is. Before starting the stream, I felt so positive about streaming, and now I'm already mentally exhausted. I have no idea what you're talking about. There's no problem. I'll take that as a no. What was the question? Did you ask me if I went to the Minecraft movie? The answer is no. Drink is not much read chat. You might just be right about that. Alright, we gotta do part 13. Sandy in the north, mountains in the south. There's an area here where it always rains. I think it will be cool. Pirate crow's nest, somewhere stuck in the sand. Some houses for builders build up to build. Okay, this overworld is gonna bring everything together. So this is going to be a very difficult overworld to make. Oh shit, something's happening. Ding 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 ding. That was so delayed. There's no way it's like that in the game. I might have missed your question then. That is known to happen sometimes. Meow 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 meow. Bang OST. And someone invite the cats too. Crazy. Do you ever make a Mario game in the world of mischief makers and keep side-scrolling? I mean, given infinite time, maybe. But I think there's things I could make with my time that are going to be a lot more popular. Yeah, Mischief Maker is not that popular, and I mean, I'm gonna be honest, personally, I don't have much of a connection to Mischief Makers either. So the only reason I would make a Mischief Makers game like that is if I did expect it to be like super popular. Or if I was commissioned to make it, but like, that seems unlikely. Why is my mouse cursor wrong? That was weird. Because I was gonna say, I always have a bunch of women post on your videos. What's the secret to your success with the opposite gender? Shit. I don't know, man. Just be yourself, small. The concept of being successful with the opposite gender is so foreign to me that it's like difficult to put into words how I think about it. It's like, what the hell? you don't try to get a girlfriend, you won't get one. That's the type of advice that like fucking Elliot Roger had to hear. But like I think normal people do try. Like yeah, if you're too scared to even try, like obviously that's not going to work. The fuck? Kind of a no-brainer now. But I feel like normal people that want to have success with women, they do try. Hello, Alest. Just be yourself, but only after going to the gym. Yeah, just be yourself. Unless you're skinny, then be literally anyone but yourself. What are these questions? Huh? Where is this coming from? What does it even mean? I'm getting tilted by chat. That one guy that said not to read chat was right. Toadstool is not a modeling tool. Toadstool is a thing that you can use to move actors around. That being said, Toadstool is from like the 2017 era. It's been outdated since then. I've been using ROM Manager since 2018. And there's also Quad64, which replaces Toadstool. There really is no reason to use Toadstool. It is closed source and has a bunch of bugs that are really annoying to work with. So you can't even fix those bugs. You have any ideas to make the connection paths more interesting? No, unfortunately. Shipping is one of the big water overworld with the islands that you can go to. Honestly, I almost had an idea for a game like that. It was called... I actually think I named it like Mario's Odyssey back then. This was before Odyssey released. And it was like a gigantic open world where you could go to different islands. With hexagon mushrooms. They might have had more polygons, but I mean, they looked kind of poopy. Okay, let me think about this. The problem is that this makes the mountainous region look so small. And I don't want that. I want this to just disappear into forest. How do I make it disappear into forest? Multiple layers of forest, maybe? Something like that. God, this is gonna be so difficult to blend. Will there be a PC port version? There might be a static recompilation version, which is like a much better PC port. At least that's my propaganda. But I do not work with the PC port because I think it's garbage. I mean, it was made to be garbage. So it kinda is garbage, but you get the idea. I don't want to explain it again. I have explained it too many times. What about render 96? What are you asking? You are a god, not the god, just a god. Cool. Can you bless me? I'm not gonna make a video shitting on the PC port and then get a bunch of people mad at me being like, but the PC port is so good. And it's like, I don't want to argue with the 1,000 comments on my YouTube channel. It sounds like terror. The problem with expressing any kind of opinion in my videos is that I get way too many comments to argue with them. And they're always like ridiculous ones. The one just now had a comment like, I'm 80 seconds in a video and you've already gotten 4 or 5 things wrong, and like, no, I don't think so. And like, well, what do you want me to do? And the same would happen if there was a PC mod video. People would just start hating me. Well, the TLDR is that there really isn't a point to the PC port, especially the way it's done. It's still mostly emulated. The whole thing is a proof of concept that people that knew what they were doing made, because they just wanted to prove that you can just natively compile in 64 games for PC. And then somehow the wide public was like, oh my god, Mario on PC, this is the definite version. It's like, no, this is just a quickly thrown together tech demo, like this isn't what you're meant to use. And then people started using it like it is what they're meant to use. Whereas if you look at the static recompilation, this is made by a very competent person, Wise Guy, and it is made to be modded, which means there's many specific mod features and many cool things that actually are like meant to be good. It is not literally just, oh, I threw something together. It's actually like good. So I suggest people that want to play mods on PC, you guys just use the static recompilation. And if people ask me to put my mod on the static recompilation, I would be much more open to that. I would be like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. My keyboard goes clunk, this is true. What's the static recompilation stuff, and why isn't it more popular? Or is it what? Static recompilation is basically it takes the N64 ROM and it compiles it into a modern executable for a new PC. It's like, in the sense that it's running native code, it is the same performance benefit as the PC port. Graphically, it is much more efficient than the PC port because it is written by competent people that try to make it good instead of being thrown together as a proof of concept. So it actually like runs games a lot faster than an emulator could, and it has other upsides like that. It also has a lot of like modding support. So for example, if you wanted to like mod Majora's Mask, you could use the static recompilation for that, and it will come with features that help you mod Majora's Mask. It lets you combine mods too. Talked to the guy that made it, and he said even something similar to like Minecraft lobbies was possible, which would be like so cool. Okay, why don't people talk about that? Because you're stupid. They don't know what you're talking about. That's why. Which is a way better of doing it then? Yes! And you can even just port mods to it. Wise Guy said that maybe he can port my mod to it once it's done, which would be really, really cool. There's nothing wrong with like PC port conceptually, it's just the way that it's done is not interesting. I'd argue if you wanted to mod Mario 64 for PC, you should just take Mario 64 and like port it to Unreal Engine. And you're done. Now you have a PC port with like modern shaders and modern optimizations and everything on a new engine. Doesn't seem difficult even. Sure, I can make it an MMORPG. It's more like the wide public is uninformed more than stupid. But I mean, like, how would they be informed, right? They're just... This is like the basis of all marketing, right? The fact that people are uninformed and you just tell them things. And the more often they hear it, the more they believe it. Are you at all interested in developing for PC in general? I think it's an awesome platform. I definitely want to make like commercial video games at some point. I think I have to move to that eventually. So hopefully then I'll move to PC development. Hello Maui. What's left for this area? We still need to finish part 15 of the overworld, and then there's only part... No, we need to finish part 13, and there's only part 14 and 15 left, which is both above in the sky, and they're not connected to the rest of the overworld, so we can just hold off on those. Is there hack 100% memory save and no errors on Valgrind? I don't know what Valgrind is. And I will need a formal definition of the word memory save to answer the question. Contrary to popular belief, I am not educated on programming. I am just a crazy man with a hacks editor. You have fun making all these ROM hacks? Sometimes, not all the time. Fun is not really something I think about when I make stuff. No buffer overflows, no memory leaks. Memory leak is impossible because I don't use allocs. Buffer overflows definitely exist, but I don't know if it's possible to trigger them. I imagine there are some glitches where you can trigger buffer overflows. But visitors run on real hardware, 240p. Hey, the stream's being relaxing, sounds like a good thing. I'm not complaining. God, I hope the Nintendo 64 temperature strat is real. It would be so cool to just make a video like, yeah, we're now using code to reduce the temperature of the N64 to make it run faster. It's just the right amount of ridiculous and also understandable. Is Volcano completed yet? The volcano is just kinda in the background here. Switch 2, your takes. It's exactly what I thought it'd be. It sucks that you have to buy another game, or another console. Software could have all existed on the Switch 1. But the software they showed is very cool. Although there is some cool new hardware gimmicks they added, like that the fact that the controllers now also can function as a mouse is very cool. I like that a lot. It's gonna make a lot more games possible. And in general, it looks like gimmick games are back on the table. Pricing wise, I mean, obviously the price is a lot higher than expected. Adjusted for inflation, it's like a 20% increase in price. That sucks. It's not adjusted for inflation. No, what the fuck does that mean? I feel like the games industry is a little bit at a point where AAA games have become so expensive to produce that it might not be viable anymore to make them. And honestly, I am up for that. I want more stupid $20 gimmick games from Nintendo and less hyper-polished, extremely safe, frustration minimized, samey garbage. Okay, it's not garbage, it's like uninspired. Stop making expensive games, yes. Exactly. There are some games that are just like terrible, but I still like that they exist, and I feel like by experiencing what's inside of them, I have expanded my brain a little bit. Like Pokemon Channel, we're playing that right now. It's terrible, but like it's cool that it exists. Would you use Unreal Engine if you were to make a totally original non-hack game to sell? I would have to try Godot first, because Unreal Engine is a little bit terrible. The build times in Unreal Engine are like awful, but Godot has like an interpreted language. I talked to one of the Godot contributors. Told him like Godot has like a Godot script that you can use, so you can prevent compile time. And the value of being able to quickly iterate your code cannot be underestimated. Should not be underestimated. You can very much underestimate it, but you shouldn't. That'd be bad. The ratios below the industry? Maybe? Case optimized Unreal Engine. Yeah. Good luck with that. Unreal Engine is a bloated nightmare. I do actually work with Unreal Engine for my day job, so I can make these statements fairly confidently. Could it not be C#? I don't really know what C# is. Is it any different from normal C? Because C++ is just C. Got being $80 sucks, but the game looks awesome. In Mario Kart, I like the optimization aspect of like, you try to optimize your gameplay to like beat the level as fast as possible. That's like what Mario Kart is about for me. Mario Kart World looks like it doesn't have labs, which means a lot of the optimization aspect falls away. However, it looks like it has a whole different type of fun where you get to explore the world and stuff like that. So I feel like this Mario Kart is very different from the other ones, and it is going to disappoint people in that sense, but at the same time I don't think it's going to be a bad game. It's just going to be very different. I think MK World should be $70. You live in America. It is going to be $100 for you by the time it releases. Yeah, exactly, Maui. I'm still waiting for Deltarune to be finished before I play it. God damn it. There we go. How do you know what games should cost? Like what does a should even mean in this context? I'm not really understanding what you're saying. I don't know why everyone's talking about Silk Song. Like, during the direct I saw everyone talk about Silk Song, I was like, okay, is this like a new Elden Ring game or something? Then I looked it up and it was Hollow Knight, and I didn't know people cared about Hollow Knight. If you guys want to hear what my experience with Hollow Knight was, you're gonna hate this. This is like a rage bait comment almost. Dude, I'd be so good at rage bait if I did it on purpose. Holy shit. So my experience with Hollow Knight is I boot the game on my wife's Nintendo Switch, and I move for 2 seconds, and I instantly notice this game doesn't have analog controls, and I turn the game off and never play it again. That's funny, that is so dumb. I will never play a video game without analog controls. Fuck everyone. I don't care. Unless it's not a platformer. If it's not a platformer, I'm fine with not having analog controls. If it's a platformer, I need analog controls. This part of the overworld feels a little uninspired, but we still have ideas to put in. Since your ideas is trampling, yeah, I'm not playing that shit. So I don't use those wacky analog keyboard buttons. Analog keyboard buttons? You mean like on a box controller where you like press buttons as button modifiers? Yeah, I have used that. After you're done with this, maybe you can go back and implement analog movement from Mario Bros. 1 to 3 and Mario World after building control with the analog buttons from 6-axis. That would be so funny. There is this one guy I know that just goes through every Nintendo 64 game and makes it widescreen. Imagine if I started doing that for 2D platformers and analog controls. Oh, I see, I've heard of that. Favorite salad types? I like crunchy salad. And that's the only salad I will eat. I will not eat salad if it has salad dressing. Salad dressing is disgusting. I do not eat condiments. Meow, 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 meow. Sorry everyone. I can't stop. This one was 4C, then the next one needs to be 4D, of course, because we had 8. Duh. Crunches you would like wraps with crunchy salads and celery. No, not celery. Celery is disgusting. Go away. Celery smells and tastes like poison. It's like eating lemonade. Laminat. This is what celery tastes like. Sardine soup? No. I don't think I've ever eaten avocado. Dude, we're all being so autistic right now, holy shit. Talking about food textures and celery. Maybe Bioback was right, maybe I really am autistic. You ever try parsley root? Nope. This feels wrong. 3-9. Did I get my areas wrong? No. This is part 11, so this one should be freebie. It's part 10. Part 11 is down here. So we need to add a warp 3D here. Gotcha. And this one is 4D. God, I'm gonna spend so much time in the next few weeks making videos because I have a Squarespace sponsorship and they need me to make 6 videos in 3 months, but they pay really well and I need money. Do you get enough emotions projected in your brain when you see emotional stuff? No. I am a very unemotional person. So X 3D and 4D. No, I don't know, man. I don't think it's that clear. Sure, I'm very focused on Mario 64, but I mean that doesn't prove anything. Most people are very fixated on their job. Or like imagine a pianist. But a pianist, like not every pianist is autistic, even though they're very focused on pianos. Cases in denial. No. for A. And this one is for C. For A, 3A, 3C, 4C. Well, when I was instead of being good at math or science, that wasn't a terrible, terrible fate. Do you need tips to make light maps? No, I have no idea how to make light maps. That is the wrong warp. C should go to 1 and then 3C. I guess I need to tell you, you know Mario 64 Chaos is genius work that made me laugh my ass off? Is it, do you mean the Chaos edition, where it's like me as the guy? Oh shit, this video is starting to do better. Maybe my day isn't ruined. Let's fucking go. Hello, Velsa. Chaos existed way before that, but Doriel and Asa, they worked together to put me in Mario 64, and they called this Chaos Edition, and like it's spelled like my name. And I am the antagonist in this game. And I also voice everything. So now there's a version of Mario 64 with an evil Kaza floating around trying to kill you. Back in the day because of Vine Source. Chaos Edition was the first game I made that got popular. So that would be a place where many people found me for the first time. Okay, this entire overworld feels like it's scaled up by a factor of 2. And it's terrible. So you're gonna add the UI to every single area. UI? Hey. Of course I made Chaos Edition. Who did you think Chaos Edition was made by? It's not glitching, I'm just not clearing the frame buffer, so you get the Hall of Mirrors effect. The gates of hell have opened. I hope it doesn't assault your ears too much. Okay, this overworld is big and sucky, and I hate it, 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 and I hate it. What now? Let's check our notes. There's an area where it always rains, and I just added that because I thought it'd be cool. Right, there also has to be Bowser drilling into here. I forgot about that. A drill hole, panicking Yoshis around the drill hole, warning off Bowser. It's 90 stars so to get past Kamek's magical barrier. Okay. Pirate Crow's Nest. Houses for Bowser's Villa, a big asteroid crater, and then... Dude, this area is packed. We have to move some of that stuff. No, there's actually like a lot of ideas we have for this overworld. It's actually so many that we cannot possibly fit all of them in. But, before we complain about that, look at this. The island is now complete, 360 degrees. You can go everywhere on this island. You can see every single square foot of land on this island. Isn't that fucking cool? To have an overworld like that, where you can literally go everywhere. I think that is super cool. We just need to make it good now. But the concept works. What is a ding pot? Can you really go everywhere? Well, okay, there's stuff like the forest area here, where you just have to imagine this is in Bunny Brushwoods, or this volcano area here, where there's like a side level that you go in, or like, you know, above the cave here, where you just have to imagine it's a big mountain. Or this here, where you have to imagine it's a forest. So maybe not every square foot, but like you get a 360 run around. Oh no, you will be able to warp to any course entrance for any course that you've entered from the overworld map. I don't know how many of you guys know about this plan, but there's going to be a map in the overworld that has like the entire thing, and it's gonna look kind of like this, and it's gonna unroll when you open the pause menu, and it's actually gonna have like a bird's eye view of the whole island from here. At least of all the places you've been to. I agree, that is going to be the coolest shit ever. One thing I really like about the overworld now, the way it's set, is you enter here, this is the first overworld you get, and there's immediately the lighthouse and the mountain in the background, edging the viewer about like, hey, this is a place that you can go later to explore. You make some progress, you get here, and you can't get over this gap, so there's another place. It's like, yeah, later on you can explore that, and there's Bowser's Mines here where you can't go in there immediately. So you keep exploring, and you reach this area here. With the zoo you can enter, and a secret ghost house, but you can't go to the ghost house. When you try to go there, you just fade out. So what do? Where's the entrance? Right here. You go back, you find the ice cap, and then you use the ice cap to go into the cave here, and you go through the cave, and you come out on this side, and you enter the lighthouse. And then it's like, oh my god, the lighthouse that has been there since the first minute. And then with the lighthouse you can shine a light here and enter this level. And there's no longer fog in the way. And then eventually you can... Also, like, when you're here, you can see the super happy tree and the giant tree in the background. So you go through here and... hey, there's still the super happy tree and the giant tree in the background. And I think you can go there right away. You can. Hey, you see the super happy tree, but you can't go there, so there's still a giant tree in the background. So there's always like one thing that you're like, oh my god, I wonder what that is, I need to go there. And even cooler is like, oh, once you get to this part of the overworld, you can use the bomb cap to blow up a hole here. And oh my god, I'm back to where the ship is. And this is all gonna be one open world. The first one I feel so much more planned and better executed than the rest of the overworld. I think that's just because I rushed through the rest of the overworld. But the first thread definitely has a lot more going on. I think this part here is really good, where you go back to the beginning. Level shortcuts, like I said, you can warp from the map in the pause menu. The server to the Super Mario World 2 is Yoshi's Island. Not sure what you mean. Hello, Dubsleep. I'm sorry to hear about your hairy legs. I hope you get better soon. Speaking of the comment you posted, how many like extreme right-wingers on the internet do you think are bots? Because I feel like there's like almost 80% of political discussion online is bots, like both left and right wing actually. I think it's all bots. And one really funny thing that I've noticed recently is that real people start talking like bots. I think this is like a social effect, where it's like people are trying to imitate the behaviors of other people around them, but not realizing that the people they are imitating are bots. They end up imitating bot behaviors, and a lot of people start talking like bots. And I don't think this is just me schizo posting. I think this is actually going on. Wait, oh no. You have not noticed that most people online are bots? I mean, if I just go to my video. Alright, let's see. Let's go to the beginning comments. Okay, so obviously, like, sex bot, sex bot, sex bot. This one, sex bot, sex bot, sex bot. Wow, you put a ton of effort into this one. This is super informative, thanks. He posted this 30 seconds after I posted the video. I'm pretty sure this guy is a bot. I don't know. I don't know how many of these are bots. But like, not all of this can be real. There's no way. Yeah, on Twitter it's very extreme that everyone's just about now trying to gather engagement somehow. Am I a bot? I am a bot. That's better on Switch 2 than Xbox. Wouldn't you expect that? Is the Xbox old as fuck? Hi, a bot. I'm dead. Hello. Okay, let's think about how to make this more interesting. We need hidden stars. We have Peach visiting the island, talk to her for a free star. We're thinking of this in part 13. Secret exit from part 6, yes, Pachyderm blocking someone's house. Okay. Boobla infestation, we have that. I should note this is in part 3. Part 3. Bone Dragon Gold Tooth in part 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, perfect. That's just the internet that's over. The species is still okay. This is 1, 2, 3. 3. So we're missing. We got 8. We're missing 8 secret stars in the overworld that we all have to distribute somehow. So let's think about that. Steal a surfboard and surf through rings for a star. I don't know if surfing through rings is really the pinnacle of fun. Sorry to say it. You would have to trade some things with NPCs that would fit the overworld. So one idea that Pixel Palavra had earlier today was that maybe there should be a shop to buy a magnet that will suck in coins and make coins collecting easier for you. But this would only really be reasonable for yellow coins. Actually, the way coins work, maybe that's not a great idea. No, I don't want to deal with that. A trade quest. How are you imagining a trade quest? Like you buy an item somewhere and then you trade it for people until you have traded it a bunch of times? I don't think I mind the trade quest. Is Yoshi a mod? Maybe. Nice map. Well, we're working on it. Okay, wait. Cool idea. So I wanted a crow's nest from like a pirate ship. What if you could climb to the top of the crow's nest and find a treasure map that just had an X marked somewhere? And oh wait, that's just a shot in the bottle again. Okay, but the top of the crow's nest could have a star. But like, how do we make climbing up there unique? So a trade quest. The thing about a trade quest that I maybe don't like is that Mario doesn't really have an inventory. You realize near the cliff near the ghost ship. What if you make a shortcut like a bean vine? Why? That just ruins the overworld. It makes no sense. We'll cross it. Oh, maybe I'm not. Wait. This is what a crow's nest is. Origami King is kind of a banger, but the game would have been better if there was no game in it. And that's the unfortunate part. Zelda, there's warps. You can just hit a warp in the pause menu. That makes unlocking shortcuts quite pointless. But there are actually some shortcuts you can unlock. It's just that what you're suggesting makes no sense, because it would ruin the overworld. It wouldn't work. Because you would end up, like, breaking it. There are specific star requirements you need for specific things. What do you mean about Origami King? That's what you meant? Origami King is like fun to play, but engaging with the game mechanics is not fun. The fun in the game is like everything that is not the game mechanics. It's like the experience of the story, the like walking around the world and stuff. So in a way it is a game that would be better if there was no game in it. Does that make sense? I'm just phrasing it funny. I was gonna give it out to free derp, but if you want, I can charge you specifically 90 euros. Yeah, the combat in Origami King to me was so boring that in one of the forced fights I kinda just went to the bathroom during the fight and mashed A with the Joy-Con in my hand and I still won. Like, that's how big of a problem it is. Well, games in Europe are more expensive because you have VAT. Europe's are taxed out the wazoo. That's what you get for your free healthcare and stuff. You either can have $60 Switch games or you can have free healthcare. It's one or the other. That's what I'm saying. Maybe France doesn't put VAT on digital purchases. Ah, actually no, that's a EU-wide law, so I don't know, it makes no sense to me either. Weird. Who is DMing me? Oh. Also European. I came from Germany, but I now live in Canada. All the boss fights in Origami King are actually the only fights I like. They are like cool. And okay, this is the thing in Origami King's battles. When you fight a battle in Origami King, you get nothing for it. The only reason you would ever want to fight is because you like enjoy the fight so much or something like that. But obviously you don't enjoy the fighting enough to do it as much as the game requests from you. However, when you fight a boss, you don't just get something extrinsic as in you get like EXP or anything. You get something extrinsic in the sense that you make progress in the story. So fighting a boss feels like something necessary that you do to get further in the game, whereas all the random enemies do not. So because of that, fighting the boss is not nearly as frustrating and tedious as fighting all the random enemies. Do you live in Canada while you're working on Mars Poland? No, I was in Europe back then, in Germany. That's like an oddly specific question. Where did that come from? Special thanks for 64. Interesting. But why are you asking if I lived in Germany back then? That's weird, no? Gonna overdose on Benadryl today. The headman owes you money. As in, like, Mario owes you money? How are these two related? Oh, I see. Dang, that's a long time ago. Bro ghosted me for 6 years, can you believe it? Toby Cuck. Oh, Toby Cuck, of course I remember you. I'm playing all sorts of games at the same time, trying to not get myself bored. I recently played WarioWare on the eShop, not the eShop, on NSO, and WarioWare is a banger game. I actually met Charles Martinet. Did he owe you money too? Okay, I talked just now to the guy that did the measurements for whether the N64 runs faster at certain temperatures, and maybe we're gonna get a test going to see which N64 component needs which temperature to run optimally. That would be hilarious. Man, Having watched me in like 2018 only to like watching me now must be like weird, because now my channel feels like it's so different. Back then I was just like a dude making Mario hacks, and now people know me as the optimization guy. But I'm still just a dude making Mario hacks, to be honest. Honestly, the temperature thing is less for the microseconds and more for the funny video title. You're game dev 2 now? That's nice. Sorry, Kart, only a mild cap and go left. Today I'm gonna try to finish my fun project. Alright. Nice, nice. That's good to hear. The anime girl country roads. That would be for a better Sigma Omega. He was the one that would always bring in the country road anime girls. Oh, is your birthday soon? This seems like it's now a decent-ish layout for the mountains. We should think about the secret stars first before we do anything. There's one star planned. Peach visiting the island beach. Talk to her for a free star. That should be in this overworld, I think. What is angina? I'm gonna Google this. It's gonna be something nasty now. Chest pain. Insufficient blood flow to the heart muscle. Ooh, that sounds really bad. Oh, I see. Peach's Fury is... Okay, when I made Peach's Fury, I was like, I'm making this game knowing that this type of game design is like really easy to pull off. All I need to do is just give the funny Bing Bing Wahoo platforming thing, and then like it's gonna be fun. So seeing that used as a reference is funny. So design slash progression of what we're trying to make. I see, I see. Will Luigi be in this mod? Maybe. Are you smelly little bean? I don't think so. Paralytic Rocket League? That's such a bizarre game for Nintendo to announce. Like what? What was that for? Why'd they put them in wheelchairs and make them play basketball? That feels like it's offensive to like someone out there. Was that offensive? Really? Maybe. There was one Mario 64 speedrunner who was in a wheelchair and he used to keep asking me, Case, can you put Mario in a wheelchair? And eventually I did it. And that was Super Ultra Kaizo Mimio Road 128 Stars Revenge Edition, Deluxe Edition, Extreme Chaos Edition, or whatever. When did YouTube start recommending you my channel? I want to know this because it will help me get even more recommended. I kind of switched up how I make my videos recently. And I think I have a format that I personally like less, but that I think will do a lot better on YouTube now. Yeah, I actually think that's how Joel first heard about single flips. He kept calling him single flips in that video. I think I'm on the bridge or something here. Anyway, we need to think about the Peach star. So do we actually want a star of Peach visiting the island? If we do, how are we gonna make this interesting? Because if there's just a random platforming star in the overworld, that feels very wrong to me. See ya there, Toby Cuck. I want every star in the overworld to kind of transform the overworld in a way. So maybe Peach shouldn't just be visiting the island. Maybe she should have some kind of issue that you help her with. So only recommending me your live streams? You must have really weird preferences that YouTube thinks that that's what you want, but I mean, I guess they were right, so. Well, I was thinking maybe she's surrounded by sharks or something and you come rescue her. Or something like that. Fellas, I have another rage bait opinion. I think the water temple is way overheated. I think it's completely fine. Her plane crash lands on the island. It's too much coincidence. Too much just random stuff. We don't want, and then this happens, and then this happens, and then this happens. I might have to shrink this whole overworld a little bit too. As in, cut this whole part out. It kind of feels poopy the way it's so big. I think so you have to rescue her from crabs, but most of the crabs in this overworld are very harmless. I don't think we'll hate the water level as much as people who defend the water level says it does. Oh, I see, I see. I remember I beat Ocarina of Time as just a small 6 or 7-year-old kid, and I had no specific feelings about the water temple. Maybe there's nothing you can do for Peach. Maybe Peach being on the island is just a bad idea. Maybe someone else is taking a vacation on the island. Maybe someone cooler. No, I'm not gonna have an option of OG Mario 64 moveset. What does that even mean? What do you mean by OG Mario 64 moveset? Do you not want to be able to buffer inputs? Do you want Mario to do a half circle when you do this? Do you want to bonk on walls when you ground pound in front of them? Do you want this to bonk? Do you want to not be able to jump out of landing light? Everything's fun for Yoshi. Yoshi is gonna be all over the island. There's gonna be like 15 different Yoshis. More than that even. This is the island of Yoshis. You do? Well, I guess just don't jump out of landing light. Perhaps in this game though? I think there are any? Maybe? I think rescuing Peach doesn't work. I should think about something with the one area where it always rains. I think the area where it always rains would be so funny. What if there was a rain cloud following Peach? No, Peach should be here with an umbrella, taking a vacation, and there should be a rain cloud following her around, and it's always raining where she is. And you have to get rid of the rain cloud somehow. And she's gonna be like, I wanted to have a nice tropical vacation, but they keep getting wet. There's rain clouds following me. Yeah, we have the story. I need to think of a way to get rid of the rain cloud then. But then how do you get rid of her? Off the cloud. Both of those make no sense to me. I skipped to freeze the cloud and just shadows. Maybe there's a windmill or a fence, somebody can blow it away. We could have Mario carry Peach with like an animation, but that feels too out of character for Nintendo. Like a Mario-shaped cloud, or like a cloud with a Mario mustache. Getting Peach to an area is not something we can just do. There needs to be a mechanic for that. So for that reason I think your idea doesn't work out. Who wants something from me now? This idiot. Can be sick. That's so random though. Why is it Peach then at that point? We don't need to force Peach being in the game. Doesn't make any sense, we don't do it. But I do really want the area where it's just always raining. I had that in my list. I think that's like a very fantastical thing, or like a nice mystery to solve. The thing is, I thought of the mystery, I didn't think of the resolution to the mystery. Why would just one spot rain? An evil cloud? Yeah. A cloud hexed by Kamek? No, you already beat Kamek at this point. Missions where you just bring items are very boring. We're not doing that. Cold sour. What if there was like a rain flower, like the opposite of a sunflower? And the flower did it somehow. How would you make a rain flower? Maybe like invert the colors? Maybe there's like a patch of these flowers and they make it rain somewhere and you have to do something here. Oh, but that's so mean. Why would you just kill the flowers? No, I don't like that. But I like the rain flowers. Yeah, blue sunflowers is like rain flowers. It could be a batch of these flowers like in the mountains somewhere. No, rain flowers would make it rain. But the question is, how does this lead to a star? This is a nice mystery. This is a nice resolution to a mystery. Now, why would this give a star? Change the rain flowers to sunflowers. That sounds like it could work. One mark from weed killer and spread it around. I'll probably put a batch of the sad flowers here, and they would make it rain all over the area here. And people would complain. And then you need to make them happy somehow, and I don't see how that's possible. Actually. How would you make a flower happy? I guess we could give the flower a face and make it blue, and it could be one flower. And then the flower could ask you to do something. Bring a rooster to bring out the sun. The sun is out. I can raise this whole area here. That's kind of nice. It's a little better than before. I think we should, oops, get this as well. Target the gourmet food fighter, nope. Can make it so a rain cloud enemy keeps following Mario. After he talks to Peach and Mario to bring the cloud somewhere else. And the cloud needs water. That makes too little sense for me. I really like the idea of a blue rain flower though. It could be like a big flower that you talk to. A big sad flower. And the flower would say, "Man, I miss when all the Yoshis were around. My life was so nice." And she's sad. And then you pay the Bowser's builders that we planned to rebuild the Yoshi houses, and that's when the flower gets happy, because all the Yoshis move back. That's the idea. Yep, that's what we'll do. This works. Fuck this Peach Star. In part 13, there is a blue sunflower. She's sad, and that's causing rain to happen all around her. She's sad because the Yoshis are sad. The Yoshis are sad because their houses were destroyed by Bowser. You can cure their sadness by paying Bowser's builders to rebuild the houses. Once the Yoshis are no longer sad, she has a cutscene where she turns yellow, spawns a star, and the rain stops. There we go. It does not have a cow garden, no. Shower garden. Okay, we're still at 8 secret stars. That means we need 8 more secret stars. And I think the flower is going to be here. Or maybe it's going to be around here. I don't know. Here's the rainflower star that needs stuff rebuilt. The Bowser's builder is neutral towards Mario. Bowser's builders are initially part of Bowser's crew, but after the working conditions and the OSHA violations in Koopa Carnival, they decided to desert. That's gonna be their backstory. Did I unionize? Well, in Oily Volley Bay there is kind of a mission where they unionize and then Bowser tries to break the union. So the minions in this universe canonically did unionize. And then they de-unionize pretty quickly. Because Bowser kind of destroyed them. I mean, is there a better way to make Bowser instantly be portrayed as evil than to make him break a union? I did not watch the Minecraft movie and I don't intend to. God, culture moves so goddamn fast. Like, just yesterday I thought all we were gonna talk about today was going to be Switch 2. And now we're talking about the Minecraft movie as well. And that was like the first thing people wanted to talk about when I started streaming. It's like, damn, we didn't even talk about Tralaleo Tralala today. Like, we already moved past Tralaleo Tralala. Can you believe it? They're using Sigma in kids' conversation moves. Yeah, Sigma is like a children's sport now. I think there was fire and they did a good job to show what the Switch 2 is up to. But man, that inflation. Yeah. You know what bothers me the most about the Switch 2 discourse? It is people that talk as though Nintendo's increasing the price because they're evil and want to screw people over, rather than like, you know, because they think that's gonna make the most money. It's like, these people do not have a single thought in their brain. They just see, I don't like that this is happening, therefore this is evil. and I must spread hate. It's not evil, it's just greedy. They are a corporation. Their one goal is to make as much money as possible. It's not greedy or evil, it's neutral. A corporation is as close to moral neutral as you can be. They're literally not even a person. They are an entity that is made to maximize money. And sure, you can argue that the system that allows this existing is evil or something, but that has nothing to do with the corporation. Of course they're greedy, they are a corporation. That is their entire purpose. What do you mean? If a corporation ever pretends to not be evil, then it is because they want to make more money and they think that having the image of not being evil gives them more money. That's literally it. Well, yeah, I don't blame you for not paying for it. I wouldn't buy a Switch 2 either. I never checked if this one works. Cool. Why does it not work? 3D. This is 4D, not the one I want. 4C is the one I want. 4C goes to 3C, that's wrong. 3D. And it also needs to go to 3D here. Oh, well, actually it doesn't make sense, but 4A needs to go to 3D. And then this one needs to be 3D. It is good. Okay, that seals the position of the plant. So I guess that means we're gonna have Yoshi houses around here. So we should set up for that. Make a bunch of places where houses can stand on. The weirdest part about this argument I had was like, someone, what was this? Someone was saying, I was saying, yeah, they're just trying to min-max profit. They probably just ran some math to figure out what the optimal price would be according to their assumptions. And then the person responded, no, they're trying to minimize their profit, because this is gonna make them less money. And it's like, why would they try to minimize their profit? Are they like so evil that they're fine making less money if it means that it screws you over specifically? Like, huh? What kind of nonsense is that? Yeah, Nintendo fans are kind of like the biggest babies. They're always complaining about the game and then buying it anyway. Like, your life is empty. Your life has no meaning. You have no purpose in life. You're gonna buy the game anyway. Like, why are you complaining? It doesn't do anything. If you actually wanted to complain, maybe don't buy the game. No, the person was saying they're minimizing profits. Because you're brought up the problem. Well, are you complaining? I mean, I guess it's fair to like complain, oh, this is more expensive than I thought, I don't like this, and still buy it. I mean, I also am someone who's just like, yeah, I would prefer to pay less. You know, that's why I pirate games. I prefer to pay less. I mean, I don't pirate games. That's illegal, but like, that's why I only play free games. Because I prefer to pay less. You can't pirate free games, come on. I also like to just play a game and then sell it. I feel like that's something people don't do a lot. Like after you beat the game, you just sell it to someone and it's like, yeah, now you have the whole experience of having played the game and you have your money. You ate your cake and you had it too, you know what I mean? Yeah, I am assuming at launch there just wouldn't be a compelling reason because there's no games yet. It makes sense. There's never been a compelling reason to buy a console at launch. Alright, what do we have next? The crow's nest, right. So I want there to be a pirate crow's nest. It's like a long stick with like a thing at the top that you can climb on. I think that would be very cool to have. But also, what's going to be in there? I don't actually know yet. I think it would be a cool thing to stick in here. What if he stuck it in here and then that's just part of the platforming? Oh, that would look so cool. I'm doing that. This is a wild song. Does it really matter to game developers whether you pirate their game or you buy their game and then instantly resell it after you're done. Is there a difference for Nintendo between these two scenarios? Yes, it matters. Why? Explain in your own words. One gives a number up and the other doesn't. Is that true? Because I mean, me reselling my copy means that Nintendo's gonna sell one copy less, right? Does it not? In that specific scenario, yeah, technically, but it's your point. Yeah, I know that most people don't resell their games, but I actually do. I do resell all my games once I'm done with them. I don't hold on to video games, usually. Be working on the Overworld. Battle League? What is Battle League? Oh, I guess you could even just refund games at the store. I didn't even think about that. If you beat the game in like 2 weeks, what's stopping you from just refunding it at the store? That's actually an insane strategy if you can do that. You can probably do that at Costco, right? Costco's return policy is so strong, I've heard. A little crow's nest to jump on. I like it. That is funny, Overworld. But I guess it makes sense that people would take advantage of Amazon's return policy. I remember one time there was someone trying to abuse eBay's return policy against me. And I could tell from the second this guy started talking to me that he was a complete dipshit. So I made sure I had absolute proof that like everything I sent him was exactly as it was. And he later tried to sue me over fucking eBay. So I actually had to go to the police and be like interrogated to like get my witness statement or whatever, my testimony. And I just went without a lawyer and I won the case before it even went to court. It was very stupid. You know, when I first got the message, like, you have been sued, come to the police department so we can get your position, I was like, okay, well, Nintendo finally did it. But nope, it wasn't. Like, literally everyone thought it was Nintendo, but it was just this one dipshit from eBay. Why? This was in Germany way back. It's because I sold Kirby the Crystal Shards on eBay, and the guy that I sold it to claimed he never received it. He claimed I stole money from him, when I clearly did not. Because I resell all my games after I played them. Okay, those are some nice places for houses. This one could also be a place for a house. Yeah, that works. I think this could be another place for a house. I know retro gaming is awesome. Yeah, but it was salty eBay scammer. See, the way I proved my case was I used tracked shipping, and they would get the weight of the box I would send beforehand, and the guy was a little bit stupid. He claimed that the box arrived empty, but because they knew the weight of the box at the weigh-in when I sent off the box, it was clear that it couldn't possibly have been empty. So from that fact alone, it was clear that the guy was like lying in some way, or that there has been an issue like on the shipping company's part, and it couldn't have been my fault. Are you excited for the new Mario Kart? It looks fun, but in a very different way from the other Mario Kart games that exist. So in a way I do want to play it, but I don't want to play it with other people. It's just Diddy Kong Racing. Heh? I don't see this at all. How is it Diddy Kong Racing? Oh, you mean like with the open world, in the sense that Diddy Kong Racing also is an open world where you explore and stuff? You think there's gonna be a story mode in it like Diddy Kong Racing? That actually sounds fucking insane. Like, okay, if the game is not just racing and there's like a whole story mode in it, and that's what the open world is for, then that would be crazy. That would be so cool. Alright, we got plenty of spaces for broken houses now. I am not anticipating Snoop Dogg or P. Diddy as playable characters. You don't know what the market world is priced fair. Oh, but like an hour ago you said you knew exactly what the fair price would be. Remember? Remember when you said that, huh? I do. And I knew it was nonsense when you said that. Anyway, I think we're good for today. I'm glad that we now have the full 360 view of the island done. The last part of the island definitely needs a lot more improvements, and we will need a lot more improvements across the island by planning the 8 secret stars that are still missing. We want them to be stars that once you collect them it changes the overworld in a way. So this is going to make everything feel very like alive, hopefully. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next stream, whenever that will be. Bye bye.